Hey guys, so sorry if you can hear my heater running in the background. It recently became disgustingly cold here again, so I have to run it. It's freezing. But anyway, so you're going to see we're going to take down the set and do a fill, and we're going to do some prep work right now. And so some interesting things happened during this set. She really wanted to do something different, and I was like, okay, let's do a reverse ombre. And she was like, what's that? I've never had that. And I'm like, well, that's good, it'll be different. And she ended up not really liking it. So you'll see we get through doing it, and she's like, oh, maybe let's put some decals on this nail. And she just really didn't like it. And that's okay. She tried something, and she actually ended up going with something different than what she normally would. But it ended up turning out really cute in the end. And that's what matters. And, having your client leave your chair happy is key. So I'm going to let you guys watch this prep work for a little bit. And I'll be back to kind of talk about what we're doing and what's going on. And I'll talk to you soon. So I know this is a whole Christmas set that we're kind of taking off, and you'll see even where we end up at the end of the video is still with a winter set. It is still winter up here in New York. It is the end of February. But I haven't uploaded in quite a while. So this video is a little bit old at this point, so forgive me for that. But it did have, a lot of good content of getting some work done and going through a little bit of a struggle with somebody, and it coming out, cute in the end. And I just thought it would be, a cool piece to put out regardless, even though I am a little late. And it just don't get discouraged, just because you like something doesn't mean everybody will. I thought the reverse ombre was really cute. But everybody's taste is different, and at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what we like, right? We're there to give them what they want and what they like, and make them happy and make them feel like, whether it's a boardroom corporate woman wanting to feel professional, or that woman that's coming in because she feels just naked without her nails, or, you know, that chick coming in because she knows she's that bitch and she's about to have the nails to match. It doesn't matter. We're there to make them feel that way, however they want to feel. So we are getting into application. I am using our number 12 brush. I have actually, when I first started using that brush, I hated it because I wasn't used to it. And I'm like, it's, you know, it's a nice brush. Like, I kept arguing with myself. I'm like, what is your issue? Like, the brush is nice. I was just so used to like a much flatter, much wider, I think it was a 14, honestly. And I still have that brush. I keep it for backup. It's hanging up in my light. But I got so used to this brush and fell in love with it. And then the other day, literally, I was impatient with it. I must not have cleaned it out well the day before. And there was a chunk in my bristles, and I just did not have time for that. So I didn't let it soak long enough in the monomer to soften it up enough. And I went to try and get it out, and I pulled a whole chunk of bristles out of my brush. And I was like, oh, come on. I was hoping, you know, because I got it cleaned up, and I'm like, okay, I can see the divot in this brush, but like the edge of it was still rounded nicely. So I'm like, all right, maybe it'll be fine. I kept pulling, made sure no more hairs were going to come out, and they didn't. But let me tell you guys something. Once you get used to using a brush, you can feel the difference. That little bit, like there was probably 8 to 10 hairs missing out of that brush, and I felt it, and it was driving me insane. So insane that I chucked it in the garbage and picked up my old brush and started using that. The old one I have, the old larger one I have, I think it's a 14, like I said. I got that one off Amazon forever ago. It was probably like a $25, $30 brush. I know I wouldn't have spent a lot of money on it because I was just starting to get serious about nails. And so I keep that up there for backup, and I keep a number 8 from the Nail Matrix as well in my brushes for depending on what I'm doing, or if somebody has really small nail beds, it comes in really handy. You can pick up decent beads with these brushes. They're not wide, and I prefer crimped brush. Even these come crimped, and I crimp mine even more. Like, I really prefer a flatter, more petal-shaped type brush. I hate round brushes. They're just not for me. But everybody likes something different, and they like what they like, and they work well with what they work well with. So don't base what I'm saying necessarily off what, you know, if you're just beginning, what you should do or get or try. You have to, unfortunately, this is an expensive business, and you have to kind of go through and just try different things. Try doing things different ways. Try using different products. One thing I can tell you from when I started, I can't even say when I started, guys. I went to Cov school like 11 years ago, and I would play around with nails on and off all these years. I would do mine. I would do, you know, friends and family and stuff. It was never consistent. I never tried to hone my skills. I never, you know, none of that. But I would say for the past 2 years, I've been, okay, we're going to pay attention to what we're doing. We're going to get better. We're going to go to school. We're going to this. We're going to that. So, and I've been licensed for about a year now. And I mean, a year ago, I was so excited about the way my nails were looking. And now I go back and look at those nails, and I was like, kind of shocked. I did that recently, and I was like, wow, like, ooh, look at how far we've come in a year just from working on our skills over a year, you know, and it's super exciting. But I say all that to say this is definitely nothing quick. You're not going to learn anything super fast. Some people have the knack for laying acrylic and they pick that up really easily. And that's awesome. That is so awesome. I was not that person though. I definitely was not. I had a lot of issues with, liquid to powder ratio, like real bad. I couldn't get a handle on that for a while. To the point where I was like, okay, this feels and looks professional. I don't look like an amateur anymore. Like, you know, I struggled with that a little bit in the beginning. But you just got to keep working at it. Don't give up. You know, they say, whoever they are, that it takes you doing about 100 full sets of nails to finally start getting comfortable with what you're doing, for you to start, developing habits and learning muscle memory. Like, I can't tell you how much I've noticed since paying attention and trying to get time down and things like that, how much things have changed and how much I almost feel like sometimes not even have to look at what I'm doing, and they just continue to flow. So you'll get there. It'll get there. All that stuff. Don't worry about it. So at this point, like, I can tell she's not really feeling the reverse ombre, but I can't tell if it's just because it's something so different, right? I can't tell if she's like, oh, maybe it'll grow on me, or like, I really don't think I like this. So we proceed to put the decals on and see, we're going to see how she feels after that. So I'm trying to remember, do I encapsulate this or not? Gosh, I filmed this so long ago. Yep, I do. And I think that was like an afterthought, because that nail would have been a lot thicker than I would have really wanted it to be. So for that purpose, it's also kind of good that we ended up taking this down and kind of doing something different. I can't wait till you guys see what it is. It kind of, when we're done, it kind of gives me abominable snowman vibes. There's no snowmen anywhere. It's nothing like that. But like, you guys remember the Christmas specials that come on every year? They did when I was growing up. I haven't watched them in so long. But like, they had Land of the Misfit Toys in there, and Frosty, and remember the abominable snowman in those specials? Like, it gives me those kind of vibes. It came out really cute. And I was honestly shocked at what she ended up going with. I would have never pulled this stuff out initially for her, because she's not like a super flashy nail type of person. That's why I thought the nude with the little sparkly reverse ombre would have been cute. I don't know why she wasn't feeling it. I think it's cute. It's different. She's letting me get into filing them and everything. I think she just didn't want to say, no, I don't like it. But pay attention to your clients, their body language, their face. See if all of a sudden they stop talking. If they're a talkative client, try and pay attention to that stuff and just pick up on their cues, because that's pretty much what I had to do here. So we're going to go through some of this shaping, and we're going to start, another metamorphosis here shortly. So I'll be back with you guys soon. So a couple of things I do want to mention. You saw before we even decided to change the look, I took that whole snowflake off her ring finger and debulked the nail because I was like, if she really wants the snowflake on there, I remember now I told her, I was like, we can just put it on top and I'll top coat it a couple times and it'll stay just fine. I wanted to debulk the nail. I didn't like how thick it was. So she was like, okay. So that's why I had done that already. I forgot that that's how that went. And the other thing is, I ended up speeding up some of this. But I know it kind of looks like I'm just going back and forth with the e-file. I'm not. I am still really close, but I'm only applying pressure when I'm heading in the one direction. So I'm right-handed. So when I work to my left, with my e-file on forward. So that's when I'm applying my pressure. When I'm coming back towards my right, I'm not applying pressure on the nail. I'm not necessarily lifting it all the way up. I don't know. I'm sure that makes sense. It would be just such a waste of time. So here we are. We've already decided. Here we've started putting this really fine loose glitter that I have. It's like sugaring almost, but it's really fine. I love it. It's so sparkly on the wrist of these nails. So you can see I'm not really putting it by her cuticle area because we're going to do something else there that you'll see in a second. But I just wanted to point those couple of things out. That nail was way too thick. And just make sure you're working your e-file in one direction. Okay. There are some bits that they won't even cut in both directions, so you'd be wasting your time anyway. But when you're working in the opposite direction, you also run the risk of running your e-file around somebody's finger and cutting them, or yourself, or whatever. Either way, it gives your clients a bit of a fright when it happens, even if it doesn't hurt them. And you don't want them to experience that during their visit. So just thought I'd pop on and say that. So here we are, putting in our blue icicles. And this set, I'm telling you, I was so shocked she did this because this feels very aggressive for her. So it was pretty cool. I'm glad she did it, and she really liked it. And I did warn her, with the sugaring, I was like, it's going to feel rough for a day or two, but it'll start to smooth out a bit as time goes on. Because she was like, yeah, that's weird. She was like, but it's really pretty. So she left it, and she loved it. I can definitely say she'll probably do it again in the future. With another design or whatever. So we're putting in our little icicles. And doesn't that remind you guys of those Christmas specials? Those old-timey, claymation Christmas specials. So, and here I'm using my Nails by Nicole J brush. What one am I using? Is that I think that's the regular striper. I can't see it right now. I'm out of frame. Come back. I'm pretty sure that's the regular one. If it's not, it's the mini striper. I bought the whole collection off her website. I do love them. They're nice and good quality, heavy feeling. I like them. So here's our finished product, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. Peace.